I paid $300 for 1 hour with a professional vocal coach and speech instructor, and it changed my life. Here is what I learned. And by the way, a lot of this isn't mind-blowing, or anything extraordinary. It's just little things that you don't really notice until someone else, either a professional, tells you, or you rewatch, some of your Zoom calls and just see how you really speak and interact with people. And I do think $300 is a bit excessive, but honestly, it was worth every penny because it has absolutely changed the way that I speak to people at work, in my daily life. All right, so let's get into it. The first tip he gave me was the importance of opening your mouth when you speak. And I know this sounds pretty basic, like, okay, everyone opens their mouth when they speak, but this was a little bit different. For example, we rewatched one of my Zoom calls together, and as we were rewatching it, he noted, when you're on your calls, this is how you speak, and your mouth is barely open, and nobody wants to listen to that. And instead, I should be talking like this and opening my mouth to better articulate my words. And I know it's super simple, and a lot of people already do this, but for people who are a bit more introverted like me, I feel like it's an absolute game changer. You also sound way more confident when you're speaking when you open your mouth more. The next point was about slowing down when you speak. When we were rewatching some of my Zoom calls, I was speeding through whatever I was saying. And he was like, you need to calm down and pace yourself. For the sake of this TikTok, because I don't have that much time left, I'm speeding through it. But, when speaking to people or when speaking professionally, it's important to slow down. You don't want to trip over your words, and you don't want to, breathe too fast or lose your breath. It's important to, pace your speech, and that way you can also think about what you're about to say better. The next point was about replacing with a pause. I honestly didn't realize how much I say when I'm speaking to people or on calls. And he noted it's okay to, pause for a second instead of saying And this is something I feel like a lot of us won't realize until you either hear yourself back, because honestly, I had no idea I did this. And the last point was about asking questions. If you ask someone a question, do not follow up with either your thoughts immediately. Give that person room to answer. In one of my Zoom calls, I said something along the lines of, oh, how do you feel about XYZ? Because what? And then he was like, why'd you follow up? Let them answer. If you ask a question, let the other person speak. And I feel like that's something a lot of us do without realizing. So yeah, I hope that helps. And if you'd like, I can make a part 2.
Girl Tips I Wish I Knew Sooner Part 15. Leaving razors in the shower will make them rust quicker and could lead to razor bumps. Staying in your sweaty gym clothes after working out can lead to irritation or BV. If your ears are sensitive to fake jewelry, apply Neosporin or Vaseline to the earring post to help prevent irritation.
Alright, so I have a travel hack. So those suitcases that have the 4 wheels like that? So a lot of people push it by their side like this. People think it has 4 wheels for easy pushing, but I only use the 4 wheels when I have something else that I want to carry to make it carrying easier, okay? But there's more to it. So the old-fashioned suitcases that just have 2 wheels like that? Okay, well those, when I walk, I always am hitting my ankle like this. So when I don't need my suitcase to push a bag, because I have a light backpack on, and I don't want to push it, because honestly, pushing it and carrying it by your side like that is actually a lot of work. For some of you who travel and know what I mean, it gets really exhausting to push it like that. It's easier to just drag your suitcase behind you. Well, when your ankle keeps hitting it, this is how you're supposed to roll your suitcase. So this is how the old-fashioned people do it. This is how the people think you're supposed to do it, but actually, you do it like that. And now it goes by your side and doesn't hit your ankles.
I want to teach you something about alcohol that could actually save your life. So, say you're at a party and there's a lot of drinks going down and you're playing pong and you're drinking vodka, or it could be a beer or a glass of wine, whatever, but you have to know what happens to alcohol. So when you drink alcohol, say you're having 5 drinks in the first hour, so you're playing pong and you have 5 shots. So you take these shots, and as you're taking them, that alcohol is building up in your system fast. So alcohol goes to your brain within 5 minutes and starts to affect you. But maybe what you don't know is your liver only metabolizes 1 ounce of alcohol per hour. So I just had 5 ounces of alcohol in my system. I would never drink it that fast, and this is just water for demonstration purposes. But I've got 5 ounces of liquor in my system right now, and at the end of an hour, I'm only gonna burn off 1 ounce. So I'm gonna have 5 ounces of alcohol left in my bloodstream. My liver can't metabolize it that fast. So then, party's rocking, really having a lot of fun, games going on, so we're gonna have some more. So we're gonna have 3 more ounces. So I take 3 more ounces of alcohol that next hour. And so now, I'm up to a total of 8 ounces of alcohol in 2 hours. I've burned off 2, but I still have 6 ounces left in my system. So that 6 ounces is gonna take 6 hours to burn off. But obviously hour 3 is coming up and things are rocking, but they're winding down a little bit. I don't feel like drinking as much, so maybe I just have 1 ounce. So now I'm up to 9 ounces of alcohol in my bloodstream over 3 hours, and my liver's only metabolized 3 ounces of that. So I have 6 ounces of liquor left in my bloodstream. That's gonna only burn off by the hour, and you're gonna be drunk well into the wee hours of the morning. It doesn't wear off. So some people think they stop drinking in an hour or 2 and I can hop in my car and drive, and you can't do that because you're still drunk 5-6 hours down the road. And so for this holiday season, the whole point is I really want to tell people that's how alcohol can stack up in your system very easily when you're drunk, and you won't know it, and it won't wear off for hours and hours down the road. And so don't get into a car, don't drink and drive, take an Uber, take a Lyft. I mean, it's the worst thing you can do is drink and drive. You can hurt or kill yourself, or more importantly, kill somebody else, and it's just not worth it.
Ear massage for stress relief. Let me explain to you why this works. The vagus nerve, one of the 10 cranial nerves, runs from the brain down and basically innervates all of the viscera. So it's a rest and digest nerve. It's called the wanderer. There's a branch of the vagus nerve that goes to the ears. If you look at the neuroanatomy, it's there. I have no idea how the ancient Chinese doctors understood this, but ear acupuncture basically can affect the entire body because it has direct access to the vagus nerve. Now, we know that if you can calm the vagus nerve, you can put the body into parasympathetic dominance, which means rest and digest, which means heal your body, which means get out of fight or flight. So grab your ears from the top and start pulling up and out all the way down to the lobes. And you'll feel parts that will just immediately start making your brain relax. Go to the top, get into the helix, and pull up and out, up and out, up and out, all the way through. This is so easy to do, and it just takes you about a minute or so and will be a powerful hack directly into your central nervous system, and a direct switch to tell your body and your brain, hey, it's cool, chill out, relax. The arrows may be flying, but you don't need to be panicked right now. And if you do this a few times a day, you will absolutely feel less stress and more well-being in your day. I'm Dr. Pedram Shojai, the Urban Monk. Follow for more.
Welcome back to another lesson from my Homemaker series, Things My Mama Taught Me. One thing my mom always did growing up was save our bacon grease, and today I want to show you how easy it is to clean and save it. The first thing you want to do is melt down all your saved up bacon grease, and we're just going to be removing all the chunks. After melting your grease down on a low heat, pour it into a jar. After this, you'll pour cold water straight into the jars of grease, and you'll see how quickly the residue and nasty parts of the grease start separating from the clean oil. After putting the lids on tightly, you're just going to turn the jars upside down and set them in the fridge until completely cooled. After the grease is cooled, you'll see that the water has settled on top, and you can pour that straight out into a jar. If there's anything left over, feel free to rinse it out with cold water, and you can just keep repeating this process until you feel that your bacon grease is clean enough to your liking. Now you have white, clean, beautiful bacon grease in the fridge to use at any time.
You struggle to figure out when you're actually full, this one tip will literally change your life. And I feel like every time I tell this to my clients, they're like, yeah, duh. But then when they actually do it, they're like, oh, duh. By the way, I'm Sloan Elizabeth. I'm a food freedom coach, and I help women around the world eat with love and intuition and heal their relationships with food and body image. Okay, so what you're gonna wanna do is place your hands on your anatomical stomach. This is the important piece that most people are missing. This is what we consider our tummy. Belly button is like right there, and when we have a tummy ache, when we think about putting our hands on our stomach, we're like down here, and that's your intestines and your colon. Now, my ribs are like right here, my diaphragm is up here, and your stomach is actually right around here. Most people think about unbuttoning their pants, and again, that down there around your waist is more your colon. So practice putting one hand or both on your actual stomach and tap in. What does that place in your body actually feel like? If it feels like nothing, then you're probably satisfied, full, you're good. If it's feeling a little tight in there, then you're definitely full. And if it's feeling a little empty, there's something indescribable, it's likely hunger. Try it out, let me know what you think.